guys, welcome back to the conversation. I'm so glad you could all be with me today. Today's conversation is going to be about a topic that's kind of been all over my social media, all over like pretty much everywhere, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So quick bit of backstory. July 3rd, Disney announced officially that they were casting Halle Bailey to be the Ariel in the live action version of The Little Mermaid. And it didn't take long for all of the trolls and just silly people to crawl out of their caves and give their comments on it. Since the announcement, there's been so many comments all over social media, Reddit, everywhere basically, of people just giving their opinions. And some opinions I've read and I'm like, whack. Like, why are you even speaking? So I figured today I'd make a video about my reaction to it and what I think of it. So when I heard the news, I actually follow a Disney group. I follow Disney Studios. So I got the news on my Instagram feed and I was like, wow, cool. This is awesome. I didn't really have a negative reaction to it. And it's not because I'm black. It was more so just because I've been waiting to find out, and I was just glad they gave us a different actor. Now, originally, when Disney first made the announcement that there was going to be a Little Mermaid live action movie, goodness, the rumor running was that Disney were considering Zendaya for the role. The moment I knew they were considering Zendaya for the role, I already realized that they weren't going in the animated direction. They weren't going to be following in that footstep, which made, I guess, a lot more sense because it was a live action, and then a lot of the recent live action Disney movies, they've been trying to kind of stick to more of the original source material, shall we say, as opposed to what they kind of did with the animated movie. So it made a lot of sense considering in the original Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid, there wasn't any really set description of the Little Mermaid, so it is open to interpretation. My only stipulation when they first announced that Zendaya was being rumoured for the role was that I kind of wanted to see somebody else. This isn't a knock on Zendaya or anything like that. I think she's super talented. I just wanted to see another actor. Hollywood has gotten so used to kind of recycling their actors rather than looking elsewhere for new talent or new names. Hollywood just kind of uses the names that they're used to. And I wanted to see a different person. So for me, I was cool with the fact that they just chose somebody else, essentially. I know a lot of people thought that Ariel Winter, Bella Thorne and Lindsay Lohan were up for the running for the role. But all talk of that was mostly fan-based, or it was based off of the actresses themselves saying, oh, it would be nice to be considered for this role. It was never something Disney ever co-signed. So people getting upset, we never saw this coming. I'm they literally wanted Zendaya to be it first. How did you not see it coming? That was the indicator that they were going completely in a different direction. I don't know. I think it's been just interesting. I can't say I'm shocked by it, but it has been interesting to see the reactions that have been happening. A few of the reactions I was I have to share because it was just, okay. These reactions just made me sit there and just be wow, there are these people in this world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share these tweets and comments and stuff with you guys. I'm not going to hide the names of these people because when they made their comments and they made their tweets and their posts or whatever, they weren't ashamed of being so bold with it. Fair dues, they were in private groups, but if you were why hide yourself, right? Be honest with who you are. So we'll start with Facebook. Considering there were so many Facebook groups set up, Make Ariel White Again, not my Ariel, a bunch of really silly Christians against Ariel, Black Ariel, which I was this is a thing. So a few of the comments, first we have Enda Rexon, who said, does it make sense to have a race of people who can't swim represent a mermaid? Okay, I don't know what to say to that one. I swim. I used to swim competitively in school, and I was really good at it. I love swimming. I've always loved swimming. If given the choice between being a mermaid and a land walker, I'd most likely choose mermaid because I just love being in the water. I love swimming. It's always been something I've always loved doing. So that doesn't make any sense. I know a lot of black people who can swim and love swimming. Jeff Stack said, and he gave us a little image too, so we have something to kind of reference. He said, sorry, but I just can't allow my children to watch this bleep. Now, it's okay, Jeff, because they won't be watching that. They'll be watching the actual movie. That's not an actual movie. That's a poster that somebody made. But it's okay. I can see why you wouldn't want your kids to watch that version. It just doesn't seem real, does it? Jen Bourne said, real talk. Can she even get her hair wet? Real talk, Jen. She can. Moisture is actually pretty good for hair, so the ocean air will do it really well. So don't worry. Thank you for your concern, though. We appreciate it. Jesse Kurtzinger said, your kind doesn't even know how to swim. How the bleep are you going to star a mermaid? I think I've already answered this one, but Jesse, just so we're clear, it's you're going to star as a mermaid, not star a mermaid. Just so we're clear. Natalia Gutnick said, I don't think she's going to be able to brush her hair with a fork this time. Natalia, don't worry. I'm sure Disney have factored that in and they figured out a way to make that work. I for one feel like it's going to be great for comedic relief in the actual movie. I can't wait to see how they're going to spin that in there. They might even come up with something even better than using a fork to comb her hair. Who knows? But let's find out. Thank you again for your concern, Natalia. Deborah May says, it's so dark under the sea, no one would even be able to spot a black mermaid anyway. Oh, Deborah May, if you didn't know, all creatures under the sea know it's dark under the sea. They don't all swim near the surface. Sunlight doesn't actually touch the bottom of the ocean. You are correct, it is dark. But there are still creatures who live under the sea and manage to work and move around under the sea and go about their ecological tasks. If you're a mermaid who lives under the sea, I'm assuming you don't live so far up in the sea that you would need sunlight to guide you. So your eyes will be attuned to the darkness of the ocean. So I'm pretty sure they would still be able to find her. But thank you again, Deborah May, for your concern. We will take it under advisement, I guess. Twitter, you had Husa Mahmood or Mohammed his name's at Hassaosa _ 2012. It's all up there. Okay, but fine. You must choose Emma Roberts for Tiana's character. Fun fact, Tiana's character in The Princess and the Frog was originally a white girl. Disney changed her to a black girl. Bear in mind, we had to wait 49 years from when Disney released their first princess for them to give us a princess of color that was black. So, if Emma Roberts wants to play her in the live action, no one will be shocked. Not one person. No one. Because the shock is really when a black person gets a role. That's what the shock is, because we very rarely get given lead roles in movies of this variety. So, but thank you, Hussein, or Husa, or whatever you call yourself. Royce Lopez on Twitter, his handle is @HippoJuiceFilms, said, do you think Disney producers asked for a ginger, but the casting director was dyslexic? Oh, Royce, the genius that lives in you. Where did he go to hide? Where? Please find him and bring him back, because the ignorance it took for you to write that, wow, clap for yourself. You must be so proud. Instagram had a few. At Hotline Russia said, bleep, you ain't the Little Mermaid, but you do look like a fish. I'll give you that. At E_hacker91 said, the director must have mistaken Ariel and alien spelling. Wow. How long did it take you to do that one? Now, this one is the one that kind of, I don't want to say it triggered me, but it made me laugh the most at this commenter's ignorance. So, at Katharina678 wrote, disgusting. Disgusting. I understand that blacks have complexes and want to play lead roles in every classic white movie. But it's too much. Stop stealing our childhood and great memories. All generations raised with white Ariel with red hair. Stop being greedy and put everywhere politically correctly. Okay. Now there are so many things to tear apart in her comment. First of all, why is it disgusting? Why is a black mermaid disgusting? Make it make sense. Second of all, you understand that blacks have complexes? First of all, please don't refer to a group of black people as blacks. That's not okay. We don't have complexes. We do want lead roles. Yes, it'd be great to see black people in lead roles. That's totally something that we want. But we don't have complexes, and we're definitely not going after white lead roles. That's not a thing that we're doing. Stop stealing our childhood memories. I don't understand how we can steal a childhood memory if the memory's still there. If the DVD still exists, you can watch The Little Mermaid, the animated version. No one's taken that away from you. If you're so pressed about there being a black Little Mermaid, go watch the original. It's still there. It still exists. No one's taken it away from you, if that's what you really want. Then she said, all generations were raised with a white Ariel with red hair. Fun fact, Disney only released The Little Mermaid in 1989. The original Hans Christian Andersen story was published in 1837. So no, not all generations were raised with a white Ariel with red hair. Bear in mind, Hans Christian Andersen was Danish, so I'm pretty sure when he wrote it, he had a different image of Ariel in his mind. And his Little Mermaid wasn't even called Ariel. She was called Marina or something along those lines. So, stealing your childhood or generations raised on the same Little Mermaid, that's not correct. And then she said we should stop being greedy. I don't think black people are being greedy. I don't think black actors are being greedy. If anything, we're starving for these roles. There aren't enough of those roles. We don't have enough representation in the media for us to show to the next generation to be like, this is us, this is what we can do, this is our capability. So if anything, there's a starvation for the role, not a greed. It's just annoying that people look at the fact that they casted a black woman and everyone is upset, everyone is unhinged, everyone is in turmoil over the fact that this has happened. Yet this has been happening in the media for God knows how long. Whitewashing people of color roles is something Hollywood has been known for forever and a day. Like, from movies to actual characters. I've got a list of just a few of them. You have Dwayne Johnson, who wanted to play John Henry. Dwayne Johnson, a Samoan man, wanted to play a black man. And it was just a voiceover, but black people were like, this doesn't make sense. Why would you have that happen? Like, he's a black person, let it be played by a black man, and everyone was like, oh, black people are being over dramatic, it's just a cartoon, it's not real, why is everyone so upset, it's nothing, it's fiction, he's not even a real life black person, why is everyone bothered, da-da-da-da-da. Everyone had something to say over the fact that black people wanted just that small thing. But yet, everyone's now upset because another fictional character is going to be portrayed by a race that doesn't match up to the cartoon version of them. Crazy. Then we have Jake Gyllenhaal, a white man who got to portray the Prince of Persia. Now a lot of people would be like, oh, but he was an orphan, so it made sense that he wasn't like Persian or anything like that, but the movie was based in Persia. So how does that make sense? Cool. Justin Chatwin, Dragon Ball Evolution. He was a white boy who played a Japanese character. I don't know about you guys, but to me, Goku's always been Japanese. So it just didn't make sense that Justin Chatwin was playing him. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Rooney Mara playing Tiger Lily in Pan. Do I need to say more on that one? Because I figure everyone's figured that one out. But just in case you weren't sure, let's reference Johnny Depp playing Tonto in The Lone Ranger. Okay, Angelina Jolie playing Fox in the movie Wanted. Now, for those of you who don't know, because not a lot of people do know, Wanted is actually a comic book that was actually illustrated by a man named J.G. Jones. Now, J.G. Jones, when he created the character Fox, modeled her after Halle Berry. If you ever read the comic books, you'll probably get the vibes when you see Fox of Halle Berry as Catwoman. Short hair, like the signature Halle Berry spiky short hair, all of that look, the shape, everything. Now, when they made the movie, they cast Angelina Jolie. She didn't have to change her hair. She didn't have to change her appearance. None of that stuff. They cast Angelina Jolie as a black person, but just changed the character completely to make her a white woman. No one had any problems with that. No one. Now, there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't really care that she's black. My worry is the fact that her hair's not going to be red. Like, how are they going to make her hair red? For those of you who are watching this and think my natural hair is white, it's not. My natural hair is black. But I can change my hair color if I wanted to. Many people can change their hair color if they want to. Black people have been changing their hair color from ages ago. It's something that can be done. So all of the people who are like, oh, we don't know if it's possible. Hair dye, extensions, wigs. There are so many different ways to answer that question. So let's not pretend that it's the hair that's bothering you. Just call a spade a shovel. Let's be serious with each other. Like, no one had any issues with that. No one. Ben Affleck playing Antonio J. Mendez in Argo. That movie went on to win awards. Ben Affleck portrayed a Hispanic man. Ben Affleck, for those of you who aren't sure, is a white man. He played a Hispanic man and all he had to do was grow facial hair. Yet no one was upset about that. No one. Everyone was like, this is fine. They even gave him an award. But if that's not enough for you guys, The Last Airbender movie. We're all going to pretend that we didn't actually witness that intense whitewashing where they took an entire Inuit tribe and made them white. And these aren't background actors. Sokka and Katara were lead actors in the movie. Aang was a lead character. In the cartoon version of this show, Aang is portrayed as like a little boy of Asian descent. Katara and Sokka are supposed to be dark-skinned Inuit people. And yet, they gave us white people and no one was upset. The few people who were upset were silenced. And that's something that happens all the time. People who do get upset about these whitewashings, whenever they speak up about it, they're silenced and given reasons or excuses of why they should just be accepting of what they've been given. But it's not okay. It's actually not okay. But it seems to be that no one cares about that until it directly affects their race. Why is that? Okay. Now, there are so many movies I can list off that have done whitewashing. So many movies that have gotten away with it and like no one cares. But I'm not here to do that. I'm here to point out the fact that people are just being so stupid over all of this. People are being so dumb. I will leave links in the bottom of people who have played characters that weren't originally white. Movies that have portrayed entire nations as white people when originally these nations weren't white, and no one has bat an eyelid for it. There are GoFundMes, there are petitions for this to make Ariel white again. It doesn't make any sort of sense. What are you raising the money for? And if you've given your money to these GoFundMes, what do you think your money's going to do? Create a fair? Go towards what? Because Disney have the funding they need to make this movie. They made their choice and they're happy with their choice. So what are you raising this money for? It doesn't make any sort of sense to me. None whatsoever. I'm very curious as to what that money's going to and like what made you think that you should fund it. Like what? Signing a petition isn't going to change Disney's mind. Disney's going to release the movie they want to release. Whether you watch it or not has no bearing on them. Let's just face fact. Now for those of you who do want a white Little Mermaid, don't worry, Netflix has you covered because there is a movie that came out in 2018 and I believe it's still on Netflix now. It's called The Little Mermaid. May not follow the exact same storyline, but she's white. So if that's what you're looking for and you want a white Little Mermaid, please, by all means, go watch that one. But as far as the new one coming out, if you don't want to watch it, just don't watch it. The animated version still exists. Go pop the DVD in. If you don't own it, go buy it, then pop it in and watch that one. You want your kids to know a Little Mermaid who's white with red hair? Let her watch those. That's completely fine. It's your choice. But to sit there and berate an actress who's going out there to do her thing just because she doesn't match your image of what the Little Mermaid is, then, well, that's just ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And for all the people out there who are saying, oh, we don't have enough ginger characters anyway, there's not enough gingers, I'm just going to say Merida. Now, for me, congratulations, Halle Bailey. I think it's going to be amazing to watch The Little Mermaid. I look forward to seeing what you do with the role. I'm very excited to see it because I think it's going to be cool to have a black mermaid that's actually live action, not an animated version. I'm excited. I don't know about anyone else out there. If you're excited, leave a comment below or just give it a thumbs up. If you're not excited, give me a thumbs down. I can take it. But yeah, let's start this conversation.